Good morning. Today's good news message comes from Psalm 78. We will recount to generations to come the praiseworthy deeds and the power of the Lord and the wonderful works he has done. He gave his decrees to Jacob and established a law for Israel, which he commanded them to teach their children, that the generations to come might know, and the children yet unborn, that they in their turn might tell it to their children, so that they might put their trust in God and not forget the deeds of God, but keep his commandments. They did not keep the covenant of God and refused to walk in his way. They forgot what he had done and the wonders he had shown them. He worked marvels in the sight of their forefathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He split open the sea and let them pass through. He made the waters stand up like walls. He led them with a cloud by day, and all the night through with a glow of fire. He split the hard rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink as from the great deep. He brought streams out of the cliff, and the waters gushed out like rivers. But they went on sinning against him, rebelling in the desert against the Most High. They tested God in their hearts, demanding food for their craving. They railed against God and said, "Can God set a table in the wilderness?" For they had no faith in God, nor did they put their trust in his saving power. So he commanded the clouds above and opened the doors of heaven. He rained down manna upon them to eat and gave them grain from heaven. In spite of all this, they went on sinning and had no faith in his wonderful works. Their heart was not steadfast towards him, and they were not faithful to his covenant. But he was so merciful that he forgave their sins and did not destroy them. Psalm 78 speaks of the people of Israel being led by Moses to the promised land. However, this most demanding and rebellious group of people continued to lose their faith, mistrust God, and not keep his commandments, disregarding their part of the covenant relationship. In spite of God's anger over their ingratitude and mistrust, he offered them generous gifts and miraculous protection, including the parting of the waters as they fled their Egyptian captors, the offering of fire and cloud to clearly guide their way, the provision of water in the middle of the desert to soothe their parched lips, life-sustaining manna from heaven to fill their empty stomachs. Even after they were physically satisfied, they turned against the hand that fed them. Sometimes they gave the appearance of returning, but it was insincere and short-lived. In spite of their choices, God showed himself to be compassionate and forgiving, remembering that they were frail and mortal. Now, fast forward a few thousand years to 2020. Has the human race changed that much? Ingratitude and mistrust still prevail. Our newscasts are filled daily with the recounting of actions that show the disregard for God, the disregard for his kingdom, and everything in it. The challenge for God's people still today is to consistently choose the good way, so their relationship with God can become healthier and their lives more joyful and stable. Although we are reminded of God's faithfulness and provision in the past, we can't forget about God and the covenant of love that he has established with us, here and now, demonstrated through his generous gifts of love and the endless bounty of his grace. We are called to a life of faithfulness. I would like to share a poem from the book Anchors for the Soul by Joyce Rupp. It is entitled Generous Gifts. Could I ever truly understand how much I receive from you? The fullness of your great love, the splendor of your creation, the the goodness of your people, the bounty of your daily grace. Every day upon my awaking, I receive the bequest of gifts that I never could have earned, given because of your generosity. Today, I gratefully receive the bequest of gifts. Have a good day.